Armada Kickoff is brought to you by Community First Credit Union, Winn-Dixie, Baptist Health, Bowden Eye and Associates, Brumos Automotive, and Coastal Spine and Pain Center.
Hello and welcome into Armada Kickoff. Glad to have you back. We didn't have a show last week with the Friday night match between the Armada and Minnesota United, but we will have all the highlights from that emotionally charged night. We'll also look ahead to what the Armada lineup might look like when and if they get all their players back and healthy.
Well, I think that's something that everyone's looking forward to. But first, we're going to hear from Akeil Barrett, the young forward who scored his first professional goal Friday night, plus what the Armada is doing to support FIFA's anti-racism campaign.
Plus Bob's Boot Room with Bob Veal, Andy Kidd, and David Hayes join us on the Analyst Roundtable. But we start with last Friday's match. For most of the fall season, the Armada have been playing shorthanded. Marcos Flores and Matt Boehner have been dealing with injuries. Forward Pascal Million's been representing his home country in the Gold Cup. And Akeil Barrett had a hamstring pull. So the Armada, a team dedicated to playing an attacking style, has been like a V8 engine firing on 3 cylinders. But if last Friday is any indication, that may not be the case for long. The Armada looking a little stronger. They've added in players like Akeil Barrett and Pascal Million getting in the starting lineup, and right away, both those guys making a difference. Watch Pascal Million, fresh off his action playing for Haiti in the Gold Cup, start things here. It falls to Akeil Barrett there. Then Barrett gets it to Scaglia, and Scaglia sets up Jamal Johnson for his 4th goal of the season, and it gives the Armada a 1-0 lead in the 5th minute. An early goal big for the Armada. Take a look at the other side. Perfectly done by Jamal Johnson, able to slide in, stay onside, and keep it inside the post. Then, in the 21st minute, a little bit of a set-piece style here. Christian Ramirez scoring on the back post for the 4th time in as many matches. It's 1-1. Then the Armada strike back. Keita creates the turbulence, and Akeil Barrett slides it into the 23rd minute, his first professional goal for the former second-round pick of Orlando City. Take a look again. Barrett with the left foot gets it to go to make it a 2-1 Armada lead. The Armada continue to keep the pressure on. It's not just about one guy. A number of players get a shot here, including Barrett, who almost pulls the trigger, can't quite get it through. Jaime Castrillon down. Golden opportunity missed there by the Armada. Second half, what a job here by Miguel Gallardo. He comes back to his line, saves it, crashes into the boards. This will get a lot of national attention, including on SportsCenter, as a top 10 play. Then Jamal Johnson sidling along the 18-yard box, setting up Keita for the goal. It's 3-1 Armada in the 72nd minute. Keita scoring his 4th goal. He, Jamal Johnson, and Pascal Million, all with 4 goals now this year, tied for the team lead. 78th minute now. No explanation how this one gets in. I don't know if it was tipped. Gallardo came out after it, but Justin Davis with a little toe poke and seemed to catch everybody off guard, made it a 3-2 contest. Gallardo, though, trying to gather himself. Already, Sean Nicolot had 1 yellow card against him. He gets another one here on the slide tackle of Pablo Campos. That results in a red. The Armada have to play a man down, and that would make a difference almost immediately. Less than a minute later, off a corner kick, they get the ball back, and then Ibson, the Brazilian, gets it past Gallardo. 3-3 the final. The Armada gain a point, but it feels like a loss.
I'm happy to get the goal and the assist, but we want to get the results, and that's what makes a difference. But I'm proud, to say that we've tried our best tonight, but unluckily it's not worked out for us. But we'll push on to the next game.
I really needed my 3 points tonight, but unfortunately, we gave everything. But unfortunately, we didn't, win the game. But I hope we should continue like that. We have to keep working hard until we can keep winning hard work and pay. So I'm a little bit disappointed, especially I didn't win a game. But that's just football, you have to keep going.
You take a look at the numbers. A couple of numbers really jump out at you here. Shots and shots on goal, almost all of those for the Armada came in the first 75 minutes of the match. After that, they were really playing defensively the rest of the way. No corner kicks for Jacksonville, 10 for Minnesota United. That's pretty notable. And then possession time, not a huge deal there because, again, the Armada had that 3-1 lead and they started to play more defensively. Minnesota started to dominate the possession at that point. Yellow card situation, both Nicola and Scaglia now on 3 yellow cards for the fall season. Remember, after 5, it's a 1-game suspension.
The fair and fair man of the match went to forward Jamal Johnson. As one of the starting forwards for the Armada, Johnson scored the opening goal against Minnesota United in the first 5 minutes of the match, thanks to an assist from Lucas Scaglia. It was an exciting moment in the match for Johnson as it marked his 4th goal of the year. Then in the 72nd minute, Johnson added an assist to Keita's goal to take the 3-1 lead. Johnson has been named man of the match 4 times so far this year. The Armada are away tomorrow night with a match in Tampa against the Rowdies. Then they are back at Community First Park with back-to-back matches Wednesday, August 12th against the Carolina Railhawks and Saturday night, the 15th, against the Atlanta Silverbacks.
There's a member of the Armada roster that's made quite an impression so far. That's forward Akeil Barrett. He's been with the team since February. He shares his thoughts on scoring his first professional goal last weekend.
At 23 years old, Barrett is one of the youngest players on the Armada roster. His speed and skills earned him his 2nd start of the year, where he scored his first professional goal, something he says he knew was going to happen that night.
Yeah, I knew. For some reason, I knew it was going to come this week because I did extra work in practice like the whole week. So my aim was to score that game. I should have had 2, but unfortunately, he saved 1. So hopefully next game I get it.
Odds seem to be in Barrett's favor. His quick reaction brought the Armada to a 2-1 lead in the 23rd minute of the match against Minnesota United. And although it wasn't quite the result the team wanted, it was a memorable night for Barrett thanks to a little help from Keita.
It was a ball playback from their right back, I think, to the goalkeeper, and Keita was pressuring him. And he tried to beat Keita, and Keita was like adamant to get the ball, and he just threw it somewhere, and apparently he threw it to me, and I just control it with my right and kick it with my left as quick as possible because there was a guy running behind me real quick.
So what's next for this young Armada star? Well, according to Barrett, he's got some pretty specific goals ahead of him.
My aim is to score 7 goals for the season. Hopefully I can start again this Saturday.
As Cole mentioned in the highlights, the Armada are inching their way back to full strength. Akeil Barrett returned from injury last week, and Pascal Million is back from international duty. If they can get everyone back and available, we could see some pretty special play out on the pitch.
While the Armada still aren't at full strength, Million's return from duty with the Haitian national team and Akeil Barrett's return to the lineup off a hamstring injury give the Armada the chance to field their fastest possible lineup. And when Marcus Flores returns from his injury, there will be some decisions to be made about who plays where and when.
It's a great thing that we've got so many great players here, but for the coach it's going to be a bit of a nightmare because obviously it's competition for places, and obviously everyone's going to be pushing to be playing in the starting lineup. So it's going to be difficult for him, but it's probably going to be a great feeling for him because he's got so many options.
The production was there. 3 goals scored were the most in the fall season, and all involved seemed to enjoy the pace the lineup provided.
It was a different system, but I think we all adjusted well because we know how each other play. We play fast, we can read each other good. So I thought next game, 2 game, it's gonna work. It's gonna really happen.
And while at first glance it would seem to be more about the goals, the difference with this lineup and the approach is really about the passing and movement of attacking players. It's a difference that can be very hard for the opponents to handle.
Coach telling us before the game, we got to move the ball faster, and then we need to do our job as a front. Not only the first goal, the one we score, but can you think about Akeil goal? And Keita put pressure on the ball, and then Akeil there, and then I was right there. Just JJ was right there. We all do the work together. I think when we work as a team, we're dangerous.
The Fall Season 5-pack is always on sale. Choose from any of the 5 home matches left. You can customize your own schedule, which is great, and it starts as low as $60 for a ticket. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com.
One team in the NASL has not lost in 11 straight matches, and the team that finished the spring in last place is making a move up the table. We'll go around the NASL straight ahead.
And Bob Veal joins us for Bob's Boot Room. Stick around, we're just getting started on Armada Kickoff.
To enter for your chance to participate in the Winn-Dixie Bubble Battle, visit your nearest Winn-Dixie in your Armada gear, take a selfie, and post it to any of the Armada social media using the hashtag WinnDixieBB. 2 winners will be selected every Wednesday during a home match week. Assemble a team of 3, and you're ready for battle.
It hasn't always been attractive soccer, but it's been effective for the Ottawa Fury. Ottawa took a 10-match unbeaten streak across Canada to face FC Edmonton on Sunday. That's where we start as we go around the NASL.
The 2 Canadian sides going at it. Hey, watch out, there's a bear. No, there it is. It's just fine. The Eddies and Ottawa going at it, and look at this corner in and the header by Rafael Alves. The only goal of the match, that coming in stoppage time. Ottawa wins it 1-0. Atlanta continues to roll. After an opening loss in the fall season, the Silverbacks have lost just once in the last 5. Pedro Mendes red hot with a goal there. It had been a while since the Cosmos had won before this 2-0 victory over Fort Lauderdale. You have to go all the way back to May the 23rd. Cosmos continue to be very good at home. And Carolina against Tampa Bay Rowdies, 1-1 draw. Georgi Ristov giving the Rowdies the lead before half. Mark Anderson scoring for Carolina. Then on Wednesday, busy day, including Atlanta and Fort Lauderdale. Pedro Mendes gets it going again. 2 more goals for Atlanta in a 2-1 victory over Fort Lauderdale. FC Edmonton, look at the corner kick by Lance Lang. Albert Watson puts it in. 3rd straight clean sheet of the fall for the Eddies. FC Edmonton, a 2-0 victory over Indy 11. And the Cosmos continue to win at home. They beat Minnesota United 2-1. Christian Ramirez scored for the 5th straight match, but look at this shot from Hunter Freeman in the 76th minute. Cosmos with the victory.
So here are the standings as we get set to go into the weekend in the North American Soccer League. The New York Cosmos on top overall. They won the spring season. They still haven't lost at home in over a year. They are having one heck of a season. The only loss all season was to the Armada. The fall table leaders, Ottawa, on the strength of their 11-match unbeaten streak, now just a point behind the Cosmos. And if you would draw a line underneath the Carolina Railhawks here, those would be the teams that would make it into the playoffs if the championships began today. They do not, however, so the teams on the second page of the table have a chance to make a move, including Atlanta, a surprising team. They were last place in the NASL in the spring, but they've really put things together here in the fall. The Armada need to start collecting points, and it needs to happen soon. It could start to happen against Tampa Bay on Saturday down in St. Pete. Now let's head to Bob's Boot Room, presented by Nike. Here are Bob Veal and Krissty Andaur.
Thanks, Cole. Bob, ideally not the result the Armada wanted last weekend against Minnesota, but some players played their best match yet, like Fabricio Ortiz.
What I call the unsung heroes. We often hear Jamal 4 goals, Keita 4 goals, Milan 4 goals. What about the guys at the back? Let's see what they do.
Let's take a look at those.
And let's look at Fabricio. Here, he collects the ball midfield, long ball out to Jamal, and starts that attack. What a great ball, and that started that attack off. And again, great reception there from Ortiz. Do you see the way he's cleanly taking that ball? And there it goes, he cleans it out, and does a great job again. Let's have a look at another one. A really good read this is by Ortiz. He sees it and prevents the guy going in. Again, clean. He was getting yellow cards last season, but not this. Here, another great save by Ortiz. He went in there and stopped the ball coming in, stopped the player coming in. So we're going to see another strip. This will be a little bit different because I want really to show Akeil Barrett's goal. Pressure from Keita. Goalkeeper makes a mistake. Where's Akeil Barrett for his first professional goal? Knocks it in the net. Great strike and great pressure from Keita. This is another Ortiz move. Gets right in front of that ball. I call that taking one for the team.
Yeah,
got it right in the head, dropped him.
It hurt a little bit, it looks like.
But he was there again, sacrificing his body. And here we have another one. You watch the cleanness of the tackle that he does here. He comes in and he tackles there, and sadly that resulted in his injury. He got replaced at that stage.
So what do you think that the Armada has to do now against the Rowdies?
I think they have to defend better. I mean, we proved we can score goals. We must defend better.
Okay, thanks so much, Bob. The Armada again are away tomorrow night in Tampa Bay. Cole?
Okay, thanks, Krissty. Coming up, the Analyst Roundtable. What would Andy Kidd and David Hayes do with the Armada lineup? Stick around. More Armada Kickoff straight ahead.
The Armada Social Rewards program is a great way to stay connected with the team via social media. Just go online at armadasocialrewards.com, create an account, and start earning free gifts. Like, tweet, tag, and start earning those tokens. Each week, we pick a random winner, and congratulations to Linda Halter. You've won 2 tickets to the Wednesday night match against the Carolina Railhawks. And now let's head over to the roundtable presented by Subway. Cole?
You can switch around, and we're going to be very strong.
We saw a lot of different players, a lot of different lineups.
All right, thank you, Krissty. Here on the Analyst Roundtable, we've got David Hayes and Andy Kidd. All right, what did you take away from Friday night's 3-3 draw with Minnesota, Andy?
Well, something we knew is that the Armada loved playing at home. There was no coming out slow in that game. They came out, got a goal early, got up 2-0, got up 3-1. So that was the positive. The negative was that we kind of lacked some composure at the end of the game. 16 minutes left, up 2 goals, you got to get 3 points. And in about a 6-minute span, we gave up the second goal, got a red card, and gave up the third goal. And that just can't happen.
No, it showed me that we're the same team. I mean, we can score goals. We've scored goals all season, but we give up goals left and right. We need to start keeping the ball out of the back of our net.
So in terms of personnel and formation, let's talk about this. They played 3 at the back almost the entire match against Minnesota United. They did that one other time this year. That was against Tampa when they had 22 shots. Now they go back to Tampa this week. What would you do with that lineup, with that formation?
We can't play 3 in the back. We can't play 4 in the back. I mean, if you take the game that we won 1-0 against Cosmos. Now, Cosmos, you can say that they let off the gas, but let's not take away from what the Armada did. They sat back and they all had a plan that we were going to defend. We were not going to let the Cosmos score. And what happened? We won. And they need to go back to that. Everybody needs to get behind the ball. We need to defend first.
To do that, you've got to score first if you're going to play defense the rest of the way, though, don't you, Andy?
Yeah, you got to score. But I'm with David. I think you've got to. We lead the league in games where we've given up 3 or more goals. So you're not going to go to the playoffs very often if you're leading in that category. So I'm with David. I think while we created a lot of chances with 3 at the back, we gave up a lot of chances. And I really would like to see us get back to, all right, how are we going to keep the ball out of the net? How are we going to win a 1-0 game? We'll take a 1-0 win over a 3-3 tie any day.
Right now, there aren't more bodies coming in on the back line making themselves available. Sean Nicklaw's going to miss this week. However, Marcos Flores might be back at this point. Adding that in with Akeil Barrett and Pascal Million and Keita and Jamal Johnson. What do you do with Marcos Flores once he comes back?
Yeah, it's a good problem to have. The problem really isn't going forward right now. It is in the back. So, I think I'd still plug Flores right in behind those 3 forwards and have Akeil be a spark plug coming off the bench, and tell Jamal and Pascal and Keita to go as hard as they can for as long as they can, and know that Akeil's coming in and we're not going to skip a beat.
Flores has been remarkable, so he needs to stay. Put him back in, obviously. Stay in the lineup. We play the same way, but we just need to defend.
It goes back to defense for you guys. David Hayes, Andy Kidd, thanks so much. Coming up, the Armada are taking a stand. We'll explain as we jump into the Twitterverse. Stick around. More Armada Kickoff is straight ahead.
The next home match for the Armada is fast approaching. Wednesday night at Community First Park against the Carolina Railhawks. Single match tickets start as low as $14, and there are great rates for groups of 10 or more as well. Call 844-2-ARMADA or online at armadafc.com. And now let's dive into the social media world to see what Armada players and fans were up to this week. Pascal Million is finally back from international duties and took this picture while doing an interview earlier this week. The NASL tweeted out their picks for Team of the Week, and if you look a little closer, who's that right there?
Hey.
None other than Jamal Johnson after an impressive performance against Minnesota United last weekend. Goalkeeper Miguel Gallardo tweeted out these photos that are just hilarious. These captured his before and after a great save last week that actually made ESPN SportsCenter's top play that night. Actually, here's ESPN FC tweeting saying that Gallardo's save is up for Save of the Year. And the Armada actually launched a new campaign this past week, Say No to Racism, and owner Mark Frisch tweeted, "I felt compelled to promote this message, to take a stand and make a statement." Cole, a bold statement made by Mark Frisch, but it just goes to show the type of man he is.
Yeah, and also I think it really speaks to what the Armada have done in terms of putting this team together. Not just races, but countries and
nationalities.
backgrounds. I mean, it really is a melting pot. I
was about to say, I think the Armada is pretty much a melting pot.
I would say so, absolutely. You can get the latest on the Armada online at armadafc.com and on radio, the Armada Soccer Show, Fridays at 3 on Sports Radio 930. You can also hear the Armada Monday podcast every Monday after a game with Bob Veal and me on armadafc.com.
We'll have coverage of the Armada and Tampa Bay Rowdies Saturday starting at 7 p.m. right here on CW17. Kickoff is at 7:30 p.m. from Al Lang Stadium in St. Pete. But before we go, one last look at the amazing save by Miguel Gallardo that gained international attention. I'm Krissty Andaur.
And I'm Cole Pepper. We'll see you next time.